Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashie? Dashie is protecting the house from quite a number of people right now. Anyway, we do have a little bit to go over here. We'll start with, should we start with the Wilder world? I don't know what this thumbnail is going to be, but I do want to try to connect some dots here. And maybe these dots don't have any connection at all. So actually, before I go over Wilder World, let's go over a post that I had made just a couple hours ago. It reads, many moons ago, Cavernous made a deal with Veve Official to build their Veveverse. We don't exactly know where in the timeline this falls. It was likely years ago. I mean, they were talking about it in 2021. So either that the original plan was to have Cavernous build in 2021, or Veve was trying to do it themselves, and then they switched to Cavernous. But it was years ago when this deal was made, and it could have even been well before then. Cavernous also has a partnership with Epic Games. Now, Disney bought about $1.5 billion worth, which is about 10% of the Epic stake, in February of this year. It was 2024. Last month, Wilder World commented on a Veve post, making us believe that we had a Stargate portal. So here's the proof that Cavernous has that partnership with Veve and Epic Games in that same screenshot. And then here's a month and a half ago where Disney had bought 10% of Epic Games, which is about, like I said, $1.5 billion. So Veve Digital says, are you ready to step through? This was just a bit later that month, in February of 22 February of 2024. And then Wilder World goes on and says, portals to new worlds await. Now, originally we thought that was just a tease, and I'm pretty sure it is just a tease, because we had someone named Arjun, who is Mr. Uncanny X-Men 1 over on the X, had said, hey, are you guys doing anything with Veve? And Wilder World says, not currently, but we do support all those building new digital worlds and experiences. So that to me just says not yet. And again, that was back in February. And then, within the last 24 hours, Wilder posts about an alliance with Epic. So I'm kind of asking, what does it all mean? And then you have Cointelegraph, HackRead, eGamers.io, HackerNoon, CoinSpeaker, and a plethora of other places talking about the Wilder World launching on Epic Store Games. Now, you've also had Marvel go, and they have a Marvel Rivals that are coming out with a game on Steam in partnership with Epic as well. Wilder having a very good day, being up 14.5% on the day, and that it actually did reach up to $1.10. It's up to $1.06 right now, just because of the partnership with Epic. Let us not forget that after Disney had gone on and reported that they were buying 10% of Epic, and we saw their whole trailer came out. Now, that trailer that we saw was just, it was rendered. That was not actual gameplay, but David had reposted that. Now, David happens to go on and just really like to go and celebrate anything really new and cool, so that may or may not mean anything. But if Cavernous is building the Veveverse, and they also have a partnership with Epic Games, which is doing Disney, Marvel, and Wilder World and all this stuff, I have a feeling that it's going to be interoperable. But again, this is just my opinion. We had Lord M, or at LOTR4M, saying, OMI at 14 cents in 2025. He's saying, despite the meme in the background of free financial advice, he does say this is not financial advice, saying you don't have enough OMI. And when somebody says, do you know what the market capitalization is for the token right now? And Lord M says, a tiny one for a global market leader of digital collectibles and NFTs, owner of a metaverse and a token. OMI is currently down on the day at 0.0075, down about 1.3%, and we'll see how it compares to the rest of the market. I haven't really compared that outside of Wilder. Yeah, Bitcoin's down about 2%, Ethereum down 2.5%, BNB is actually up 5.2%, but the rest of the market is pretty down. Solana is actually flat, XRP is down 1%, Lido Stake down 2.4%, Dogecoin down 3.2%, Cardano down 1.3%, Avalanche 3.8%, Shiba Inu down 4%, and so on and so forth. So OMI kind of doing what the rest of the market is doing today. But again, for me, whenever I buy any OMI, which I bought a little more recently, I tend to go and I buy it just for the long term, not really a quick flip. And of course, it did happen to get a little Wilder World here today, just on that news. Speaking of news, it does look like we have MEXC. M is in Mike, E is in Echo, X is in X-ray, and C is in Charlie. It happened to be, I mentioned this last night on live, but in case you didn't want to watch a 2-hour live, I happened to go and take a look at the blockchain. It looked like a big wallet that had 30-something billion OMI happened to go in and send about $60,000 worth of OMI to a wallet that happens to belong to MEXC. Again, that wallet having 32 billion OMI, so that stands to reason that that is the business development wallet, considering it is the same one that had sent this over to BitGet last time. So if we get that, that's just another step. I've noticed that the people on Twitter for OMI have been a little bit more excitable lately. I have seen a lot more people whenever Binance posts something, or whenever anyone posts something, everyone's like, hey, what about OMI? Take a look at this. So I think we're on the right trajectory in which we want to be in order, okay, BitGet, MEXC, and then what are the next ones? Obviously, I don't think KuCoin's going to be anything like that just because they just got slapped with an investigation lawsuit. Obviously, Binance just paid something like that. Coinbase is currently under investigation, but that doesn't mean we can't get others while we build up to the other ones. All in all, very, very excited. Whew, sorry, the jacket was getting very hot. All right, so from the round of applause, this week's sweepstakes winners on Discord was Drifty, Britotis, and Gab1719. Shout out to them. I did have a good idea for more revenue on Veve and the Veveverse. I had a great idea. I made this post a little while ago, but I think now that we actually have jukeboxes here, it would go again. What if there was a big jukebox in the Veveverse, Veve's main jukebox, and what if you could go and spend OMI to play Veve-approved songs on it for the entire Veveverse? For example, you and your friends are just hanging out, doing whatever, playing racing games, building stuff, whatever, and then you hear a song come on. $2 worth of OMI plays your song eventually. $10 in OMI plays your song next. $50 in OMI plays your 10-song playlist. There would be constant burns, I think 24/7, and I feel like that's something that, I don't know how hard that would be to do, how annoying that might get, and maybe you could have like a fee saying, you know what, pay this amount of OMI in each month, and you can go into dark mode where you won't hear constant other people's music. I think that would be really cool. David and Dan are going on Comic Book Live this Tuesday, April 2nd at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I understand why they're doing this. It's because they obviously just literally got handed the keys from Marvel saying, here's our store, you can launch it online, which is absolutely insane. And they're just making the rounds on the comic. It's kind of like when actors have a big movie come out, they go on all the talk shows and they talk about it. David and Dan are doing this with comic book people. I really wish they would go on, I know Comic Book Club doesn't really have a ton of followers. Blum Jordan from Minor Threats, Alex Packnadle from Cult of Lamb don't really have a ton of followers. I wish there would just be more people there, because when you have David and Dan going on something, they, you know, a lot of people pay attention. So I just kind of wish there would be more followers, but fret not. It was also noted today from Elite Comics that Veve Comics is going to be a sponsor for their new Comic-Con event, and they have 42,000 followers, so that is a little bit better. In case other people don't know, we have Doge Army General saying, hey Randy, will OMI be burned by various mechanisms? Is this still, is this confirmed? Any ideas? So I said, well, we do have confirmed burns for bronze tickets, and since they're bronze tickets for MCP points and multiple ways to use those MCP points, then technically there are multiple burn mechanisms. Obviously you have bronze tickets used for MCP points, you know, to up your level, bronze tickets for MCP points where you could go and get some accessories. We haven't gotten a new article about that in a while. We are, I think, 2 days away, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days away from the airdrop that we're supposed to get. We are supposed to get that airdrop, I think, April 1st, or maybe that's when the snapshot is taken, if you hold 10 million OMI on there or more, and you held that for the entire first quarter, then you'll get an airdrop. And then that automatically qualifies you for the next airdrop after Q2. After that, I do suspect at some point in Q2 we get OMI to NFT. Probably a couple weeks before that happens, we'll get an article on that explaining it, so keep on the lookout for that. Also for MEXC, that is technically you're not able to use that in America, and I have to tell you, well, people can use it. Like Danny the Bull, he says he used PIA VPN. You buy it and then you transfer off. And he was asked from Maxwell saying, right, but are there any legal consequences for using a non-US exchange with a VPN that you know of? I'm trying to put you on the hook here. I found mixed info online about the legality of it. And Danny the Bull is just like, he just shrugs it off. He's like, I don't know. Danny the Bull is gangster. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I am personally not going to use that. I am personally not going to run afoul of any laws. I cannot condone that course of action here. If y'all, I just pretend that all my subscribers are perfect little angels that do not break any laws. And unless you confess otherwise, that is what everyone is according to the law. Y'all are perfect little angels. Shout out to the Todd Father, who reached level 100 this morning, and I think we have a couple of other people that are going to reach that fairly soon as well. Not me, but others. Mr. MC1 goes on and posts, I have a full set of Addiction number 1 covers on Veve. The covers with Veve official, logo, digitally, and in real life. Looking forward to Addiction number 2 and need a gold logo on one of the future ones. And Vincent Zerzolo says, gold logo. So maybe a gold logo would be on one of those in the future. I would definitely get one. Also for MEXC, the limit for non-KYC people on MEXC is 30 Bitcoin. That is a lot. Veve Values went and posted something before saying X-Men 97 comic, will it crash? 63% of people said yes it will, 37% said no. Granted, there were only 167 votes at that time. Nothing goes up forever. Does that mean you have a 90% crash? No. Does that mean you dip a little bit? Most likely. You know, we'll see what happens. Oh, and that Elite Comics thing that Veve's sponsoring, that will happen. It's a virtual Comic-Con event happening between April 3rd and April 8th. So that's happening soon as well. And again, they do have 43,000 followers. Shout out to Stephen Duarte that pumped the Stormtrooper floor back up to 16 gems, and he has 71. So close to being nice, but it's a bit over. Anyway, that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Class dismissed. Bye, guys.